Hi and welcome to Flipping Websites, Advanced Tips on Buying. So what we're going to do in this video is we're just going to head out to our website called www.flipper.com. We have no affiliation with this site, no connections at all, but it's just a great site to get all the information and statistics that you need. So looking at flipper.com, we just hop over there to Flipper, and I've been looking through, and there are a huge amount of websites for sale which really do not appeal at all. They're either very new, somebody's just thrown together a website, thrown it up onto flipper.com, so they're just trying to sell it for a few dollars, pounds, euro, and get as much money as they can for something that really isn't worth anything at all. However, I have been looking through, and there is actually a website for sale which I have used in the past. And the website that sticks out is the site called Joomla Site with loads of traffic. Now, if we hover our mouse over the statistics, we will get the established date. So first of all, we know that it was built in July 21st, 2008. That's when the site was registered. So that's well over a year ago. Its uniques per month is about 10,500, which is a good number. And page views per month is about 84,000, which is again a good number. Now, looking for Joomla templates, it ranks number 3, and its Alexia rank, the little tool that's down in the bottom right hand corner of the screen there. We've got a page rank and an Alexia rank. The Alexia rank says it's 139,458, which is, in the scheme of things, reasonably high. When you see a site that's out in the millions, well, you know that it's fairly low ranked. In Yahoo, it's ranked 857th, and on this particular search, it's ranked 5th in Google, which is pretty good. Now, the other thing that sticks out to me is it is actually a site I've heard of. It's a site that I've used, and I'm very surprised to see it up here on flipper.com. There is no guide price to it, but what we'll do is we'll click on this particular site, and we'll go into it, and we'll see exactly what sort of information we can get out of it, and see exactly what the person is saying. Now, the first thing that sticks out here is it says Joomla site with loads of traffic, $2,000 monthly earnings, or month earnings, 400 uniques per day. Now, that doesn't quite, I suppose it does, yeah. When you work it out, 400 times 30 is about right for what they're saying. It gives the website, so you can actually click on that and visit the website itself, so you can see that it actually does exist, and everything else. So let's have a look at what else that they put down here. Let's see now. The other few bits and pieces we have is there's no offers pending. There's none accepted. It was listed on September the 11th, 2009, 4 days ago from now. The accepted payment methods, that's very important as well, because what we have to do is we have to make sure that the person will accept a verifiable payment method. PayPal, electronic transfer, and escrow is all good. The one that sticks out the best there is actually escrow. Escrow is more likely to be the safer way of buying a website of this class. An electronic transfer, wow, if you're using a broker, yep, go for the electronic transfer, because the broker will have already set in place all sorts of contracts, all sorts of legalities that effectively, if the seller backs out, you know you're going to get your money back, and you know you're going to be safe. And again, with escrow, that is all very safe as well. So we look down again, and we take a look at the description. Now, I know from the past that Joomla is actually a content managed system, or a content managed service, that it's software that you can build a website that is very, very easy to change elements of the site. You can build a site for somebody, and you can then give it to somebody, and they can very, very easily change the content on it without changing the actual coding of the site, or have to go into an HTML editor, or they don't need to know very much. It's a very, very easy thing to use. And what this site is selling is effectively Joomla templates. So these are templates that are uploaded and then sold. Generally, they're sold from anything from $5 right the way through to $400, or if there's a template for sale that you want the unique template so it can't be sold to anyone else, generally that template will go from anything from $400 to $1,200. So I'm sure that this site is spot on. Again, it's, as I say, it's a site that I know, and it's a site that I've used. So there we are. We have the description about what it does. It's got just over 11,500 members who have signed up to be able to download the templates. This is very important, because if you've got a database of 11,500 registered members, once you buy this site and whatever you're going to do to this site to flip it, you've instantly got an email market to send out the new information on what you've got and what you're doing with this particular site. And that's a very, very powerful thing that you can use to actually generate your monthly revenue and to increase your monthly revenue. Maybe you can say, right, guys, we're going to charge a $5 a month fee to be a member now. However, for that, you get X amount of downloads, and you can work something out there. You know, there's a whole heap of ways of actually generating this revenue. So we go down a little bit further, and it's then listing out the costs of what it actually cost this person to set up. $1,050 for the design, $750 for the custom theme, $480 for miscellaneous work, and $3,000 in labor. So you kind of work out from there. We got there's about $5,000 worth of this person's money gone into this site, if we take that as gospel. Okay, now we can't at the moment. We have to be very, very careful, because obviously, as a seller, you're going to try and build value into your site. You're going to try and tell people that this site has cost you a fortune and you need to get the money back. Okay, so that's great. You also get the rights to the unlimited number of sites using the 10 designs that were being sold in 2008. Okay, well, that's pretty good. That will get you some money coming in, hopefully. In 2008, when the site was being monetized, it routinely earned $1,000 to $2,000 per month from website sales. Sales would range from $10 to $300 plus. Oh, that's not bad, depending on if the site had a domain and any traffic. 10 site designs, which you'll get, were sold separately. Okay, that's cool. Many sales would lead to repeat work from customers, as some customers would buy 5 to 10 sites at a time and would want other custom work. Payment over $500 was usually paid via bank transfer or check to avoid PayPal fees. Okay, well, that's interesting. AdSense paid around $30 to $50 a month. That's pretty good too. Since all the improvements have been made, traffic has jumped by about double, but we haven't started monetizing the site yet. Okay, that's cool. Details. There we go. We can click on some links for some PayPal links there that'll obviously give us some sort of screenshot. If I just hover over one of these links, is it actually okay? Yeah, it's taken us to a JPEG of PayPal earnings. So again, you have to take that with a pinch of salt. Obviously, it's very simple to in Photoshop or some other graphic package to take your screenshot, to then edit it and make it look better than it actually was. Now, I know I'm casting aspersions on the person who's selling this site, but this is your money. This is money that you're going to spend, and possibly, you know, you're going to want to increase the revenue. You don't want to get caught out. So you have to take the worst possible first. So always try on the side of caution. And we'll scroll down a little bit further. Let's see what else it says down here. The traffic details. Here are the Google Analytics screenshots for your pleasure. Well, that's pretty good too. Again, just on the side of caution there, because again, they look like they are screenshots. Yep, they're PNG files. So it's a screenshot that they've taken of the AdSense screens. So again, just err on the side of caution. Now, the other thing that you could do is you could actually go to this particular website. Let's see if we can jump out to this website, and what we'll do is we will then we'll look at our little page ranking down the bottom there. So here's the website coming up now, JoomlaFreeTemplates.com. Here it is, and okay, that's cool. So let's see. What we can do here is, first of all, click on our little symbol down in the bottom right hand side here, which will then bring us up the little pop-up. We'll go show indexed pages. and we'll go, sorry, show backward links. I always get that wrong. Show backward links, domain external only, and we'll show that in Yahoo. Now, I know that's off the screen there, but you'll get the idea when you actually install that little add-on. And let's see now. Okay, well, he's only got 1,060 link domains to that particular site. Okay, well, I mean, that's not too bad, I suppose. Let's just hop back into Joomla templates there, and we'll look at the page rank. So the page rank is going to tell us that it's 3 out of 10. That's exactly what the website Flipper actually says. Alexia says it is 139213. Okay, so I know you couldn't see that, it was off the screen, but let's just take my word for it. Oh, it was back on the main stage. Okay, so the statistics add up. They actually show the correct information when you're using the little add-in in Firefox there. So things are looking pretty good. Let's go down here a bit more, and there's some more screenshots of current rankings, and there's a few people that have asked questions. Nice site, is it making any revenue now? Can you please mention me? Da, da, da. Now, again, this is another thing you can do. Before you buy a website, the best thing to do is message the person. You got any questions, and you should have questions before you buy a site, send them the question. One of the things to avoid is if you ask a seller a question and they send back a really nasty answer or something that says, you know, look more on why you're asking this question, don't deal with them, because quite obviously they're just not interested in really selling. They're just really interested in getting money in for nothing. But this person has replied to some of these. I won't go into the answers, but you can get the idea that when you're buying a website, best thing to do, check out all the details and check out what it says on this particular site. So if we look at this site and take it as an overall, the details that we have now really do show us that this is a site that could very well be flipped. And if we take our format of 8 to 10, 18 to 20, which is buying a site for no more than 8 to 10 times its monthly revenue, then we could effectively put an offer in on this site for around about, well, the upper end would be 10,000, as it says $2,000 a month earnings, but effectively it also says down in the listing there that it's about 1,000 to 2,000. So if I was wanting to flip this site, which I must admit it looks a really good opportunity, I would put an initial bid in there of probably somewhere around about $3,000. But I would also then possibly put a bid in later on anything up to $8,000 to $10,000, and then you can just go ahead and start the process of trying to flip the site. So after seeing all the information that we've got from Flipper.com, what you need to do then is you need to start getting in touch with the buyer, and you can try and get as much information as you can. And it needs to be verifiable information. This is where he possibly creates your accounts to get into Google Analytics so you can see live data. Don't take for granted the fact that the screenshots that were put up on Flipper.com are actually exact and correct, because, as I say, anyone can doctor a screenshot. So you've got to verify the site traffic. Very, very important. If the site traffic isn't correct, then you're going to be in trouble trying to either increase it, or you're going to be in trouble trying to start off flipping the site, because your traffic could be lower. The other thing you have to do is verify the site monthly revenue. Again, try and get, don't rely on screenshots from PayPal, don't rely on escrow screenshots. Try and get the buyer to give you as much information as you can by allowing you to have a read-only login to various sites. PayPal has read-only logins so that you can allow people to verify exactly the information that you're giving. Again, this is going to be your money that you're going to be handing over to this buyer and effectively to the seller, and effectively they are going to be gone. Once you've got all the content and all the site bits and bobs and you've moved it onto your hosting, if you haven't done your homework correctly and you haven't verified that the site monthly revenue is achievable and is correct, then one of the things that's going to happen is you're going to have a hard time trying to build that revenue up and then to ultimately flip the site. One of the things that I was always taught, and when I left school, I didn't actually start into IT. I started as a carpenter and joiner. And the one thing that they tell you as a carpenter and joiner when you're cutting pieces of wood is check twice, cut once. And that has stuck with me always, always, always. The fact that you check the details, you check it again. And if you need to, check it a third time, but always, always check to make sure all the details that you've got on the website that you want to buy is correct. Verify it any way you can, and just if the buyer is actually really intent on selling the site and knows his stuff, then he knows or she knows that buyers of their site are going to be looking for this information. So you'll find as soon as the seller of the site recognizes that you are actually a serious buyer, they will give you the information that you need. It may be a little hard at first, because what will happen is they do have to test whether or not you're a serious buyer, whether you are just somebody who wants to see the traffic, wants to see their money they've earned, or just being nosy. So always check twice, and you'll find that sellers are very accommodating when it comes to this sort of information once they know that you are a serious buyer. So once again, thanks ever so much for watching, and I really hope to see you soon.